I'll bet that Lauren Fulton has coached hundreds of people on hundreds of different topics, but I guarantee you, coaching me through my cover crisis probably stands out to her. It was that bad. If you want to learn how I finally conquered my cover crisis, then stick around. Hello everyone, my name is Sherry from Rolling Acres Education. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if this is not your first time. And I want to say that my biggest issue with my covers was that I started trying to create covers without really understanding what their purpose was. You know, I created my first few products and I thought, okay, I got to put a cover on them so people kind of know about them and what's in them and all that. And I really didn't fully understand that there are two things that your cover is supposed to do: stop the scroll and get the click. So you want your customer, as they're scrolling through and seeing your cover, you want them to stop and you want them to click. Now, getting them to stop is not enough. Putting a pretty picture and cute something that grabs their attention is not enough. You also have to provide the right amount and type of information to make them not only stop scrolling, but also click on your cover. Now, one of the biggest things I did was I tried to sell my product on the cover, and I tried to put too much stuff on it. And let me just tell you that best practices for your cover is that you want limited text. You want your text to be limited, large, and legible. And I was trying to put everything on there. And then I was trying to put images of a little bit of everything on there. And so my images were real tiny and my text was real tiny. And it wasn't that my covers weren't pretty. Quite the contrary. They were very attractive, which was what I was going for. But that's not what you really want to go for. You want to go for, you attractive. You want something on there to kind of grab their attention, but it's the information that is going to cause them to click. So exactly what information do you want to put on your cover? And the question that finally conquered this for me was thinking, what is my customer looking for? My customer's going to TPT. What are they thinking? Okay, think about that. You have to get to know your customer to really sell your products correctly. Okay, it's not just about your product, it's what your customer is wanting and looking for. What's the pain point? My ideal customer is most likely going to TPT thinking, oh my gosh, I got to get a sub today. I need something quick and easy that's going to keep my students engaged for the entire class period. I think that's basically what my ideal customer is looking for. So my ideal customer is a middle school science teacher who needs a sub plan that's quick and easy and going to keep the kids engaged. So what do I put on the cover of mine? Right here, I put what it is. It's a science sub plan for middle school. It's got 10 no prep activities. That tells my sub that it's quick, that that he or she's not going to have to plan, and it's got 10 different activities for that class period, and it's stress-free sub days. Okay, so that's all I'm going to put on my cover. I'm not going to put that there's all these puzzles and there's all this differentiation and there are all these fast finishers and there's 2 informational texts and all this information. I'm not going to put that on the cover. I used to try to put all of that on the cover, but I think what is the main thing that my customer is looking for? So this is what you want to do. Think, what is in the mind of your customer when they go to Teachers Pay Teachers? Are they like, oh my gosh, this book does not have enough practice problems. I need more practice problems for my students in this grade, blah, 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 blah. Or I need more practice problems for the test coming up, or whatever. I have no idea. You know, though, what is it that your ideal customer is thinking? What is going on in their mind as they are scrolling through? And that's what you need to put on your cover. So again, like for me, it's, middle school science subplans, because that's who they are. That's the teacher. And they want something quick and easy that's going to keep their students engaged. Let me throw something else in here real quickly. A lot of this is going to be preference, niche, all that related, because people have different opinions about what should be on your cover. There are some best practices, the large, legible, limited text. I think almost everybody I've ever heard agrees on that. It needs to be big enough that you can read it, and a kind of font that is easily read. You don't want something that's so fancy that they can't really, And then if it's large, it's going to be limited, but you don't want them to have to read a bunch of stuff. You want them to be able in just a couple of seconds to look at your cover and be able to tell what's in it. Now, I was part of a boot camp, and during that boot camp we were given some free templates for covers, and by a person who knows what they're doing. This person wouldn't have asked them to give these templates if they didn't know what they were doing. And I liked them, and I was using them, and I still use them. But I had some people in another group say, oh, you need to get all those images off of there. You just need the images of your... And I disagree, but there are people that do agree with that you should just mainly have things from your cover, and you shouldn't have, too much other images on there. And so this is personal preference. Either one of those is fine. It's what you think and what your customer's going to think. A lot of this is just your gut. What does your gut tell you looks good and is going to attract your customer? Okay, so you got your cover, your little snippet, and I also try to put something, try to put print and go or something like that in the snippet so they can see. No prep, print and go. This is going to be so easy. So I hope this was helpful. I just know that a lot of people struggle with covers. No matter how much you struggle with covers, I don't think you struggled more with them than I did. I mean, seriously. We went through so many cover revisions. I don't know what it was, but I just couldn't get it. So now I'm excited that I finally, at least, I know my covers aren't perfect, and I even know that there's some improvements that could be made to them, but you have to get to the point where you're like, okay, this is really good. I'm getting clicks on them. These are selling. I know they could be a little bit better, but is it worth the time when you could be putting that time into something else? And at this point, I think my coverage is to the point like whatever I did to them is not going to make enough difference that I should take time away from something else. So I hope this was helpful. It helped me. It helped me so much to finally decide this is what I need to put on my cover. What is my customer thinking as they are scrolling through these search results? So just remember that you've got this, God's got you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.